Good morning. Today is Friday, December 16th, and I'm going to be reflecting on today's little reflection in our Living Well Through Advent book. First off, I want to start out actually by turning the page before and looking at Wednesday, December 14th's reflection. I liked the beginning quote by Mary Oliver. It says, "I believe in kindness, also in mischief, also in singing, especially when singing is not necessarily prescribed." I like that one, especially when it talks about kindness and singing. So you might be thinking, Lamar, are you going to open us up with a song? So I'm not going to open us in song, but I am going to open us with an idea for a medicinal way to experience happiness, perhaps on a low day or a rainy day. Especially the rainy days that we've been having recently. And it's something that I've been doing for a while, and all you need is a driver's license, a car, and a radio or stereo that works. So I like to roll down all my windows and blast some music, not too loud, but I do like to play it, a little louder than normal. And I just like to sing along and let the wind blow through my hair and drive aimlessly. And it's really fun, and maybe some Taylor Swift in there, play some Taylor Swift. Anyways, so I think that's a great way if you need a little pick-me-up to experience some happiness. So first I wanted to go over the difference between joy and happiness. This is something that Zach and I talk a lot about with our students, both in middle school and high school, as well as our college students. I think it's something that is important to remember. So happiness is an outward expression. It's almost our reaction to something. So, on Christmas morning when you're opening your presents, maybe you get something that you really were begging for. And you're going to be really happy. You're going to experience that feeling. Or you get an A, 100 on your exam that you did not expect that, and that feeling. But you'll find that later on, whether it's days, months, or years later, you're not necessarily going to remember that exact moment, that exact feeling ever again, because it comes and goes. So we usually draw a chart and it goes like this for happiness, and then the joy is a line right through the middle. So joy is a constant state. It's an inner feeling. Joy endures hardships and trials, but you also feel connected to a deeper meaning and purpose. So a lot of times we can have that wave. Maybe we're in a low point, maybe we're on that low wave, but we have to remember our being and our hope and our faith to stay on that joy line, and to always revert back to your joy. And so looking at Robin Brent's reflection here, she says she has found 3 spiritual practices in particular to keep her grounded: gratitude, meditation, and daily examine. So first she talks about gratitude, and that is something that I find very important. I think there's a statistic somewhere that I've read that says, if you list 5 things each day that you're grateful for, you're better off to be in a happier state of mind. So every day that we start our middle school girls Bible study, we always start with our gratitude. And it's something that I've implemented, and I think the girls really enjoy it. Whether it's 1 thing, whether it's 5 things, we put a limit maybe at 10 things so we can get on with our lesson. But just having the girls, share, maybe it's their dog one day, maybe it's their friend, or maybe they're really thankful for their really good lunch they ate. Something simple like that. It still works. So a question that Robin asks in this is, how do we pay attention to what brings us joy? And I think that can be very difficult, especially when perhaps a season is not the happiest for you. Perhaps you've lost a loved one recently, or at all, and it can be really hard, especially, and I would say in this season of Advent and Christmas. It's something that I try to remember and act on during these weeks leading up to Christmas and the birth of Jesus. I like to reach out to those who perhaps are mourning or grieving, who may have one less family member at the dinner table. I think it's really important to act on that kindness and to find that gratitude and to let that drive you to be a vessel of love and joy, and to be a great reminder for someone who might be needing a little sprinkled joy or happiness in their lives. When we are able to celebrate what brings us joy, Robin says, we celebrate what truly matters. A sense of belonging, of loving and being loved, and of experiencing and expressing joy. And that's the perfect gift to offer. So I challenge you to offer a gift to someone, whether it's someone who needs it or someone who would love to just unexpectedly have it. It's important to remember others during this time. So I want to close this out with a verse from Romans chapter 15, verse 13. And we usually say this prayer at the very end of our Eucharist on Sundays. And so it comes from this chapter where it says, "May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, so that you may abound in hope by the power of the Holy Spirit."